I like plane. Flying multi-million-dollar vehicles at high speeds into ground to watch explosion is funny to me and has become my favorite pastime. I've been playing a lot of Project Wingman and have really gotten into the plane game genre because of that. Yes, I started with Project Wingman and not Ace Combat. Take that, suckers! Now, a big part of Project Wingman, which I've highly enjoyed and recommend anybody with a VR headset should try out, is the VR version of Project Wingman. It is like the base game. You still use the controller to fly the plane. You can just look around. And boy, howdy boy, looking around in a game like Project Wingman completely changed the experience for me. I legit changed the way I played the game because I could now look around freely. You could still look around in Project Wingman with the controller, you just use the right thumbstick, but being able to look around in real time, for some reason, the level of immersion went up tenfold playing it in VR. But granted, that's what VR does, it's supposed to be immersive. But then there's also the issue with Project Wingman, you still control it with the controller. So, what happens if you take a plane game and you can control it in VR?
Traditional Chinese medicine, which, has its place in the world. It's just its place is not curing cancer.
VTOL VR stands for Viagra. VTOL VR stands for Vertical Takeoff and Landing. And it is a game I have put too many hours into and still can't land a plane properly. I got this game because it was half the price of the other Ace Combat game on Steam, and I wanted to have some fun in VR. I also needed to make another VR video. VTOL VR has given me endless amounts of enjoyment to play. And it's not even that complex of a game. It is no digital combat simulator type of flight sim game. It still is fairly realistic, giving you control over a lot of things, HUD tint, lights in your cockpit, starting up the plane. Again, it is not a digital combat simulator. I don't want to have a college degree to play a video game. But still, it is immersive enough and gives you that sense, just enough sense of complexity and enough enjoyment of a simplicity of a video game to make it a fun game. Being able to just start up the engines and having to make sure I don't start them too fast, being able to control the cockpit, it's enough that makes me really feel like I'm a certified Air Force pilot. And being able to go several Gs and then crash into a mountain, again, brings this immersive to a tenfold, and I would never have a game any better. And the key aspect of VTOL VR, I realized, is the controls. This game is a blast to control. You will see me raving on endlessly for hours about using VR controls in VR, or basically, instead of pressing the buttons on your controllers to do things, you move your hands. Astounding, I know. There is a game called Garden by the Sea. Garden of the Sea is made by the same developers of Budget Cuts. Garden of the Sea is just a simple farming game, collecting items. It's still too early access, as they say, and they're adding a lot more content as they go on. But there is a ship in the game. And I love this ship, because instead of pressing a button, letting the screen fade to black, fade back, and then you using the joysticks to control the ship, no, you control the ship. You control the throttle, and you control the steering wheel. That is it. I love that. I raved on about the backpack into the radius, because instead of a stupid drop-down menu you choose when you press a button like Skyrim, you move the stuff in your backpack. Games capitalizing on being able to move in VR is one of my favorite things, and VTOL VR is completely that. Yes, you might press a button to open a menu, or press trigger or grip to activate the brakes or something, but that's it. You're not pressing menus and going through menus to start up the engines. No, you flick the lever, you control the throttle, you make sure your wings aren't folded and they don't detach from the plane. You try to clearly and neatly steer and land onto the aircraft carrier, realizing you can't because I'm really bad at the game and I keep crashing. It is a game that you control. And that is the main reason I love it. Controlling the throttle, the steering, the simplest thing of just flicking the lever to turn on the lights or arm the guns. I just love it. And this game has a nice level of complexion that it feels like a simulator. It feels slightly immersive. It's enough to get people who like simulator games interested. But it also isn't, again, digital combat simulator where you need 3 college degrees. It still has that simplicity of a video game that just casual enjoyers can enjoy it too. Though it also is mainly a simulator game. It does have some pre-made missions. I haven't played all of them because I'm really bad, but they're fun enough. The first mission you play in the hovercraft is just a simple mission where you start it picking up some dudes. You fly up in the air, drop them off at a helipad. Then you fly up, hear of a crashed plane. So you get some escort, fly to that crashed plane, land, pick them up, and then land on top of a building. I played this mission 20 times, no joke, because it is so fun. Just picking up the people was fun enough. And this game has a workshop where people can make maps. I don't think they can make planes, but they can make maps and their own missions. The amount of enjoyment I am getting from this game is going to make me make another bold claim like VTOL VR is revolutionizing the VR industry. It is good, and I enjoy it. Granted, the voice acting could use a bit of work, but I think this is a very small development team. I will give them props. They're making a good game. I do not expect, Chris Pratt tier voice acting from the new Mario movie coming December 22nd. Go see it in theaters. Or on your mom's couch. There's not much else I can really say in this video except what I already said. The fact that VTOL VR is fun. Because it does this one key thing of optimizing VR. No menus, constant going through menus to change items, weapons, equip stuff. You move stuff. And through these 2 videos, this is something I kind of wanted to establish, even though I don't think I did a good job in the Into the Radius video. But games like this that have you yourself control the plane with your hands is almost perfect VR game design. Going back to budget cuts, which I mentioned previously, just a couple seconds ago, does this exact same thing. Yes, you press a button, but it's not a full screen menu that pauses the game or takes up most of your view. Just some items appear, and you don't select them by navigating. You move your hand and then swipe at the item to change your portal gun to a thing. Moving through the portal in budget cuts. You shoot the gun and then you look around through the portal to see what's on the other side. And budget cuts is a good VR game. Half-Life Alyx does the same thing. No major menus, you just press a button and move your hand in the direction of the weapon you want. This game has no menus except the options menu. I hope you're starting to see the pattern I'm pointing out here. Not every good VR game has to capitalize and use complete interactiveness with your head, hands, whatever. There are good VR games that don't. I keep ragging on Skyrim, but I've been having a blast playing it. Granted, it's also modded Skyrim. I'm going to make a whole video about that, don't you worry. The, like, 9 quintillionth video on Skyrim VR. But VTOL VR has really gotten me to realize the enjoyability of being able to control the world by using what makes VR so immersive. Your body. But that's also all I gotta say. Just saw the recording hit over 10 minutes. I'm not gonna record for 10 minutes to mind the algorithm. I'm not recording over 10 minutes because I'm too lazy to edit this video. So like, subscribe. Sayonara.